Hello and welcome back to Super Mario Galaxy. We've had a bit of a hiatus again. Really, I should try to. I think it's probably best for the algorithm, even if I could get it so that our videos being released at the same time each week. So bear with me. We're still in the early days yet. I planned for this to be a kind of a long-term thing, so um, I will make adjustments. And what I'm going to try and do today is record a couple of episodes and schedule them, because I know that the setup right now I have is quite good, I think, and I have the time. I'm off. I'm recording this at uh, like 10 o'clock in the morning, and so obviously I'm not working. I actually forget because I've been playing ARMS and a couple of other games. Oh, maybe Bowser, right? I remember trying to explain that. I will see and try and see if I can do the fun one I wanted to do last time. Here. So yeah, in the meantime, what I've been playing, Elite Beat Agents, and a game that I own and I've played almost to completion, but haven't quite got there, even though it's a short game. So I'm playing that, and they got me in. The Beat Agents got me into Sum 41, and from Sum 41 I got into Blink 182. So I've been discovering bands that, in classic own fashion, everyone knew about 20 years ago, and now I'm only coming to them, see them, to hear them now, um, which is it's classic. Behind the Times one for you there. I've also been playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I really, really like the new genre or new generation of Tomb Raider games. I think they're. What am I doing? I think they're really impressive. People. Uncharted probably has more fame, and it's basically the same thing as Uncharted, but I think. I just think Tomb Raider is just much more exciting and interesting, and Uncharted it has a little bit more personality, I think. Um, it plays better. I just think it genuinely plays better than Uncharted. So then there is that. And I have played the Uncharted games, or a few of them anyway, so I can kind of claim to know what I'm talking about here. So what I want to do here is destroy this shell thing, this cage, and then I'll get this, and now I'm going to use this to wreak havoc on these chain chomps, and that'll give me loads of star bits to do what I want to do. So 45. Not sure if that'll be enough. And how much do you want? 30. Oh, you're great. You are great. Thank you. I didn't have too many, so you're being very generous there and accepting 30. And he explodes to constitute this planet, which is a kind of a tricky. Like, we could spend the whole episode on this, possibly. So be prepared. So this is quite a good setup. So this guy is a sort of trash collector, or he's actually more of a cleaning robot, and he's trying to get rid of all this rubbish that you can see me sort of moving the cursor along, and there are these kind of 4 bomb silos where I can take bombs out of, and he wants me to destroy, using what I can get from here. He wants me to destroy all that trash back there in 30 seconds. but it does mean that you have to be fairly accurate with your bombs because you only got a couple and you want them to do as much damage as possible without having to go get another one. God, am I actually going to do it? I'm actually going to do it. My God, that's the fastest I've ever done that. Usually, usually I struggle a lot more with that. Is there a harder version somewhere in the game, maybe? Because that was. Well, I'd like to pat myself on the back for that one because that can be difficult. You only got 30 seconds, and the bombs take time to regenerate. So go me. We also might have another fun level here. Usually the ones that are on their own are a bit more experimental. I could do this. Do I want to do this? What's over here? Nope. Nope. Was what I said there. A word, but. Oh yes, okay. Hurry, scurry, galaxy. We're in the time that I've been playing ARMS and sort of coming back to Super Mario Galaxy, we've I say we've, but I suppose it's mainly me. Not exclusively, but mainly. There's kind of been it's getting very hard to get gaming magazines in Ireland. That's that is the first world problem if ever there was one. I'm aware of that. I'm aware that there's a lot more going on in the world than whether I can get a magazine or not. But back in the glory days, back in the 1990s, it was possible to go straight into go into any newsagent, and there were a load of them, and actually pick up huge clumps of magazines. Like you were spoiled for choice. You couldn't have bought them all. There were multi-format magazines. There were ones for Sony, the ones for Microsoft. There were ones for Sega. There was even a very short-lived Irish publication called something like G4, or GT or something. It only lasted a couple of issues, and it wasn't that good. But it was that kind of time. The cost of printing was cheaper, and the internet wasn't around, so it was just a free for all when it came to writing magazines. There wasn't. They were all doing enough business to stay and survive. But now it's become the case that a lot of magazines have shut down, like Games TM and Games Master, and there aren't any Nintendo magazines to be got, unless you support something on Kickstarter. That was also very easy. For some reason, that usually isn't that easy. So it was a much different time. You could buy pretty much whatever you wanted, and you could write pretty much whatever you wanted. And those people writing the gaming magazines, some of them were so well written. Like you see books come out. You go into somewhere like Waterstones or something, and you see all these books that have been released by Irish authors and English authors and whatever. And most of them couldn't hold a candle to people writing for these magazines. It was just a different class altogether. And in fairness, I do have a lot of magazines from that time, but it was just I didn't appreciate it enough, really, I guess, because. And also, I didn't have the money at the time. I was younger. I have the money now. If there are as many magazines out now as there were then, I could be collecting even more. But anyway, it's the fact is it's getting harder to, with changes to news agents and stuff like that, and that are here, it's getting harder to get the magazines you want, and it's not a big deal. You can get them online. You subscribe, though. I wouldn't necessarily say the website that a lot of British magazines use to offer subscriptions is that reliable, but it's possible. It's not easy to get them, but I suppose it's just a shame that it's just not as easy as it used to be, and that you can't actually get them in person anymore, or at least it's hard to do so. I'd rather support, and even though some of the shops aren't great, I would still rather support shops if I could than going on Amazon or eBay or things like that. So yeah, so that's just that. It's something that I'd say it's affecting other people in other interests, because just the magazines just aren't as popular anymore. People have the internet, even though nothing of value has ever been written on the internet. And that includes stuff I've written myself on the internet. It just can't compete with something that's been properly edited and proofread. So here we're trying to defeat Kamek or Magikoopa. Maybe not Kamek, but Magikoopa. Kamek is a specific Magikoopa, I would think. And it's like the sort of villain in Yoshi's Island is a Magikoopa, isn't it? So we want to use the shell to break open this chest and pop right in. Oh. So yeah, tell me below in the comments, are magazines something you still read? Are you like beyond magazines? Do you think magazines are very antiquated? Do you think there's any need for them at all? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I'm a big supporter of them, and also at the very least, the people working in those jobs, writing for those magazines and distributing them and publishing them and printing them and whatever. So I think there's an industry there that we don't want to forget about, I suppose. After two difficult stars, after I handled them with ease, now I'm stuck at just throwing a shell, which is like the very basic of Mario. So, a homing one, is it? Oh, perfect. Yeah, so now we have a bit of extra life. And we should be ready to face Magikoopa. She has a star in her scepter, so that's obviously what we're looking for. So some of the spells she casts turn into shells. So you want to grab them and fire them back at her. Like that one's just a fiery rock. So stay away from that, obviously. But you can see the green sort of sparks telling me that this is one I want to grab. And not fire it at the wall. Thankfully, it seems to hang around a good bit. Once more now, should probably do it in classic video game fashion. Oh, she's true. Okay, so things might get a little hectic now because she has 3 of them casting spells. Oh, I got a little burn there. Oops. I kind of dive bombed into that one and I hit one of the blue magic Koopas. So I guess that's a help. Okay, so I didn't mean to do that. I was aiming for the purple one, but it's not a bad thing to have happened. And now one more. Whoops. That's an important tip, I suppose. Don't go too early because it'll still be an actual magic spell and not, you know, the shell you want it to be. Come on. Oh, this is diabolical. Thank God I got the extra health because I am making a show of myself here after actually proving myself with those last 2 stars. And very good. It's another star to add to our collection. That didn't even... Was that Space Junk Galaxy? It didn't even feel like Space Junk Galaxy. I guess if you wanted to label one criticism at Super Mario Galaxy, it would be that perhaps the worlds don't feel as cohesive as Odyssey or Sunshine or... Don't want to do this. Okay, we'll try it. Odyssey or Sunshine or 64 because each time you go into them, they're a little bit different. And you couldn't necessarily say they're all part of the same hub world. They don't necessarily feel that way. But then again, it is space, so, you know, it's not like space is not going to be one cohesive world. So the aim here is to try and defeat the top maniac. Thankfully, I didn't have to do actually the run up to it, so that's good. Without taking any damage at all. So oops. Oh god. Okay, that's once. Thankfully, these things aren't actually doing damage. They just have to... oh, okay. It landed right on top of me there, so... Again. I think I can do this. I had to... If I don't get shocked in the electric fence on the way up to the boss battle, that would be quite a... Oh my god. That would be quite a you know, quite a blemish on Mario's record if, you know, he tried to go up and defeat Bowser and there was a little laser before... Yeah, this is safest, I think. There was a little laser before he got up to Bowser and that's what got him, you know. With the equivalent of, like, you know, him falling on his head and he walks under a ladder. And that's what took out the Super Mario. Stay away from the middle. You know that not much now. Because it's going to land there. Oh, God. Try again. This episode might end with my utter defeat. I suppose it's kind of interesting that Super Mario Galaxy has these kinds of levels where you have to defeat them without getting hit, because that's usually the kinds of things that gamers add to the games after, you know, by themselves. you know, like a sort of their own Daredevil run. It's not usually something that they work into the games themselves, I would think. Perfect. Okay. And with that, this is the end of this episode. So I'm going to try and record another one now if this one came out as hoped. So stay tuned for more Super Mario Galaxy. And do like, comment, and subscribe. A lot of people watch these videos. Well, not a lot of people, but some people watch these videos, and the more people we can get watching them, the better they'll do, and the more fun we can have. So please do that.